Hey guys, how's it going? It's a beautiful afternoon here in Virginia, and I'm here with the third and final installment of the dry fire series that I'm calling SLAM. As I said before, it's not really important what order you implement these ideas and concepts into your dry fire. Keeping your mind focused on these specific tasks will help you have a more centralized and realistic dry fire session that you will see the results of on your next range day. So let's get right into it. The backwards draw. The focus of this is the same as the two previous SLAM dry fire videos, trying to build a faster, more consistent, easily repeatable draw and a faster time to that first shot. So step one is to have that perfect grip and presentation already built in. Get that perfect sight alignment, sight picture. Everything's 100% dialed in. You're gonna hit the timer at the beep. You're gonna try to pull that trigger before your par time goes off. All right, perfect. So I saw no movement with my sights, so I would consider that step done. Step two is taking your finger completely off the trigger and outside the trigger well and trying to match that par time. So force you to do that slamming of the trigger, giving you a more realistic outcome as it pertains to emergency shots on target. This looks like this. All right, perfect. Everything went well. The gun didn't really move that much. Remember, it's always going to move a little bit, but it has to have no movement in that sight alignment, sight picture. You want to get acceptable shots on target. After you've run through this a couple times and you feel like you've been successful, you can go on to the next step. Now I'm going to come to what they usually refer to as number 3 position, where I'm mostly compressed. I have 90% of my grip built, and at the beep, I'm just going to try to press out and get that good sight alignment, sight picture and trigger squeeze without knocking my sights off target. This should look like this. So step 3 is simply right before you build your grip, building that grip, presenting out and pushing the trigger. So as you can see, we're simply doing our draw in reverse, but we're taking it one step at a time and being accountable for not only our shot placement, our sight alignment, sight picture, but also that time hack. Start by indexing your support hand. Everything feels and looks the way it should for a successful and repeatable shot placement. In other words, if I have to fire more than once, I can. All right, so for the 4th step, I'm gonna have my shirt lifted. I'm gonna have my hand fully purchased on the gun, and all I'm doing is drawing out and presenting my gun and taking that shot. All right, so I felt pretty successful and comfortable in those reps. I'm getting a good after shot picture in my mind of the tactile grip that I have going on. Am I pressing hard enough with my support hand? Am I over gripping with my strong hand? All the things that you would go through a checklist, I'm going through as I get that follow-up sight picture after I press the trigger. I'm also hyper aware of any sight deviation or misalignment with the intended target. So I've had a bunch of successful reps up to here. Now, of course, the final step in the reverse draw is the full draw itself. Don't run through this drill too fast. There's nothing wrong with getting 50 repetitions of one step one day, then taking a break the next day, doing the second step, so forth and so on. The more methodical you are, the better your results will be. I'm going to set my timer for 1 second and see if I can get this draw from concealment done. All right, so that felt pretty fast, but let's see what my results are in the live fire. 100% grip, finger on the trigger. All right, so we got an A zone hit in 0.22 seconds. No real reason to knock it down to 2.5. I've already beat that, so now I'll try slapping the trigger and keeping it in that A zone and under that 2.5 zone. All right, so timer shows a 0.27. We're going for that 0.25, so let's try it one more time. A zone accuracy, so that's good enough, but I'm trying to shave that extra 0.2 off before I move on. All right, so that was a 0.23. So I'm just inside that acceptable time standard. and we have all 3 hits inside the A zone. So I'm going to move on. So starting off at the number 3 position at the beep, I'm finishing off my presentation, getting the last 10% of my grip built, and taking that shot. It's a 5.6. I'm not really worried about the 600th of a second so much as I am the fact that I snatched the gun back instead of doing the follow through. So I'm going to try that one more time. Dip the gun down at the end of the presentation because I was doing that 100%, trying to beat the time. And instead of having a good shot, not only was I slow at a 5.4, I gave up a C-zone hit for 0.2 off. So you don't want to do that. You want perfect accuracy. Try it one more time and then we'll move on. So once again, not perfect follow through. I did get my A-zone hit and it was a 5.1. I don't have all day to make this video and I'm not perfect. That's why I still train. You get the point. Let's move on to the next part. All right, so for this part, we're gonna have the gun just about parallel to the marching surface. I'm gonna have my hand pre-indexed at the beep. I'm gonna build the rest of my grip, present out, and try to take that shot. I'm gonna give myself about 0.07 of a second. I mean 0.7. So my grip came together wrong, and I shot a high C because of it. 6.4, too impulsive, all right? I didn't do my follow through, and I didn't get that perfect sight alignment that I wanted. So I'm gonna try that one more time, then we'll move on. All right, so much better. That time I saw the sights settle before I let the gun go down, and I had a 7.2, which is closer to where I can operate with some repeatability. Obviously, when you're pushing yourself a little bit, it's easy to make mistakes. Nobody's perfect, as you can see. Let's move to the next step. For this next step, I'm gonna have my cover garment defeated, and I'm gonna have my hand fully indexed on my pistol, ready to draw. At the beep, I'm just gonna present out and try to take that shot. Left side of the A zone, still in the A zone, but it was an 8.4 and I was going for a 7.5. 8.4 is indicative of my current level, but remember, I'm trying to get to a new level of 1 second. I'm right around the 1.4, 1.5 second right now. So I'm trying to shave a whole half a second. It's gonna take some time to shave that half a second, but that's why we keep working at it, and that's why we keep training. So that time I beat the time hack of the 7.4, but as you can see, I have a C zone to the right side. So we're gonna try that one more time, and then we'll move on. So another 8.5, but I was successful as far as my accuracy is concerned. Like I said, in the interest of keeping you interested, we're gonna move on. The final step, defeat your cover garment, complete your presentation, go through the entire fire sequence, follow through, all of it. I'm trying to do it under a second. We'll see if I can do it. All right, so that was a 1.17. Not exactly my goal, but 0.4 of a second faster than I'm used to drawing. I got the A zone hit, but I didn't get the time hack. So let's try it again. Another 1.17. This time it was a C zone hit, and my grip was absolute junk on my support hand side. It wasn't far back enough. I wasn't pressing in the right index points, so I would consider that a fail. Even though I got a 1.17, the accuracy is final, and I missed. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then I'll probably call it a day. All right, another bad rep, 118. I got the A zone hit, but again, my grip wasn't great, so I would consider that a fail. It's a mental game as well as a visual and a tactile game. One more try, and then I'm gonna call it a day. All right, so a 137, 137. Like I said in the beginning, I'm averaging around a 1.5. So the fact that I was able to consistently knock somewhere between 13 at my worst and what was the other one? I don't know, almost a quarter second. It was just me showing you guys the technique. And after one session, I shaved approximately 0.2 of a second off my time, give or take. And So as you can see, out of those 17 shots, one magazine that I took for this video, 5 of them are in the C zone, representing about a 411% failure rate, just over a 70% success rate. You want to be practicing right around the 80 to 85 percentile of success. That way you know you're making forward progress. Any less success than that, you're just pretty much getting bad reps in, which you don't want to do. Any more success than that, you're too comfortable, and you should push yourself a little bit harder to get maximum gains. All you got to do is be super self-aware, self-analytical, and reasonable with your expectations. If you're at 4 seconds now, don't try to go to 1 second. It's too much of a leap. Try to knock about a 1/10 off your time every 2 weeks, and you'll be able to reach your goals. It will be repeatable. You'll feel more comfortable going at a speed that you never thought possible. I hope you try these drills out. I hope you enjoy them. I know they're going to make you a better shooter. All you got to do is trust the process, and you'll see some progress. Thanks for checking it out.